Night. And now we are at item J, public comment on general items. So, so a few things to note before we get into public comment. One, I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I know we have a lot of working families and people who have a lot of commitments. So thank you for coming to spend time at the board meeting and coming to speak out. I will say that we are going to take public comment in a couple of sections, and they'll be time limited. Real quick. Please note that public comment is an opportunity for the board to hear from the community on matters within the board's jurisdiction. We ask that you refrain from using employee and student names. If you have a complaint about a district employee, you may submit it to employee supervisor in accordance with district policy. As a reminder, board rules and California law do not allow us to respond to comments or attempt to answer questions during public comment. So we hear you. We just don't have opportunity to respond in this setting. If appropriate, the superintendent will ask the staff follow up with the speaker at some point in time. So with that said, we are going to take public comment from the speaker cards that we have here tonight who want to speak on concerns or questions or items referring to Grattan Elementary School. And we're going to time this. There are going to be 15 minutes total public comment. 15 minutes total public comment. So my hope is that you all work together to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to be heard. And with that said, I'm going to read out the first few names. Vanessa Campbell, Tony Banuet, Eric Werner, Kara Johnson, Jim Angeles, Kristen Sheck, I believe. You have 2 minutes, 15 minutes total as a group, and please come to the microphone. Ready?
All right. Good evening. My name is Jim Angeles. I'm a parent in Grattan School. I live over in Coal Valley. I own a small business in Coal Valley. Before I say a few words, I just want to let everyone know it's National Compliment Day. And the Grattan community looks amazing. On January 19th, you decided to involuntarily transfer Mr. Phillip. When you did that, you hit me. You hit my kids. You hit my friends' kids. You hit my neighbors. You hit our community. You hit our PTA, our site council. You hit our principal. You hit our teachers. You hit our volunteers. You hit us really good. You got us in the gut. It hurts. I read your emails, and I respect that you have to answer in a certain way, that you need your attorney present. But what gets me is you made this a black and white issue. You made a decision that did not give enough credit to our students, to our parents, to our teachers, to our community, making a decision out of your playbook that will limit your liability and will cover your behinds in hope of limiting any potential financial liabilities. This is safe. Such decisions are safe. You are playing this safe. And I challenge you to lift your heads out of that world. And I challenge you to consider, just consider changing your decision. Consider your decision that ultimately has our students' needs first. And by the way, that is... By the way, that is one of your core values. Student-centered. Be fearless, Mr. Guerrero. Be fearless, Mr. Lee. That's another one of your core values. Be fearless when considering and reviewing Mr. Phillips' status at Grattan. Be united. Be united. It's one of your core values. Be united with our entire community. This community that came out here tonight. Be united with our community, not your attorneys. Be united with our community, not your attorneys. Stand with those most vulnerable in our community. It's social justice. I read it on your website as another one of your core values. Stand with all our children, stand with all our teachers. And knowing when I send my children to Grattan, I felt a lot safer when I saw Mr. Phillip greeting us every morning. Thank you.
I just want you to be mindful that we have 29 people who called in and 20 speaker cards. So again, you have 15 minutes total.
Hi, my name is Christina. I'm a parent at Grattan, 3 children. As a physician, I'd like to speak from a health perspective, specifically from a mental health perspective. With patient-centeredness as one of my core values in my medical practice, it's always resonated with me that it's been one of your core values is student-centeredness, making decisions based on what is best for the student and for the school community. Because of this, it was very shocking to me and to our community to learn of your very abrupt decision to transfer Mr. Phillip without any thought to how it would affect the health of the students that depended on him every day. So let's look at this from the mental health perspective, from the social development perspective. For children to feel safe and confident, they need stability. Abruptly transferring a beloved teacher who's involved in their lives before school, during school, after school, is destabilizing and jarring. And such instability can contribute to new mental health diagnoses, such as depression and anxiety, as well as exacerbate the ones that already exist. I have 3 children who all proclaimed that their activities with Mr. Phillip throughout their school day are the reasons that they love Grattan. This decision has caused them fear and anxiety. They've asked who of their teachers will be next. Studies have clearly linked increased anxiety among children to decreased performance ability in school. And so this action by the district has been anything but student-centered. Our children deserve better. So I'm asking you to reconsider. What our children deserve is the stability and the richness that Mr. Phillip brings to our community.
Hello, y'all. It's hard to follow that up. I feel like they just hit it out of the park. But I'd like to refer to your own letter when you describe your regard for your actions and how you pay attention to due diligence. I appreciate that due diligence. You mentioned that you consulted various departments. You don't come to these decisions easily, and I hope you don't. But I would notice that in your quest for objectivity, you missed one key ingredient, one department. Us. You decided among yourselves what would be best for us. Well, that comes off as, well, a little bit blind. And for us, it's a real whiplash moment because we know how we live and we know what we have. And it feels like you're taking the substance away from us. And so I just wanted to double down on what was already said. Thank you.
Good evening. I wanted to thank you for taking the time to listen to us this evening. Also, I really appreciate the turnout this evening. It's pretty inspiring. There's a question that we ask our children when they come home from school every day. What did you learn at school today? Was it multiplication tables, or did you learn about Africa? Or how'd you do on your spelling test? Or maybe your child learned how to talk to a bully on the playground that day. Or learned the virtues of sharing, or taking turns, or listening to the person that's talking to you. There's a book that comes to mind written by Roger Fulghum, All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Academics is only a fraction of what a child learns at school. They're also attending an academy of common decency and social skills that will help them become better people. which in turn will help the world they live in become a better place in this divisive age of hate, deceit. My child soaked his pillows in tears the other night. He was grappling with the dark reality of injustice. He was feeling the anger for the first time that comes of unfairness. From his perspective, he was watching a teacher getting punished for helping another student, a teacher whom he fully admired and looked to for guidance in this academy of common decency. No good deed goes unpunished, as the sad saying goes. Did Mr. Phillip breach protocol? Did he break policy? That's a question that goes beyond my purview. But what I do know is how to spot a good man. And Mr. Phillip is a good man. I don't think for a second that he was acting on any other impulse other than to help a young student who had just been dropped late at school at the door like a UPS package. So rules and regulations aside, what are we teaching our children? What are the students going to take away from this emotional experience? What am I to explain to my boys about their perception of fairness when they see simple common decency laws of goodness and caring for one another being challenged by the very school system they look to for trust? Do you want to know if keeping Mr. Phillip at Grattan is the right thing to do? Well, just ask the children.
Hi, I'm a parent at Grattan, and I just want to make sure you don't take it lightly when we say that we love Mr. Phillip, and he infuses every day with joy, enthusiasm, learning, and love. And I would love if I could urge you to reconsider your decision to transfer Mr. Phillip, because we don't feel that there is any replacement for him. And I hope that you can let him come back home where he belongs. Thank you.
So before you talk, I want to make sure that I call the students' names that I do have on the list. Ania Sleeper Shepherd, Althea Allen, Cassidy Allen, Lily Sidwell, Navy Bertan, Talia Becker, Skylar Hickey, Sabine Hickey, and I apologize if I'm massacring your names. And you have 5 minutes left for the whole group.
Okay. I'm here.
You're taking time up from the meeting right now. You
My
have
name
5 minutes left, and you're taking up time for the meeting right
My
now.
name is Kristen Scheel, and I'm a mother of 3 kids who've been lucky enough to have Philip in their lives. I'm a single mother, and he has been a role model and a positive mentor for my son. And I'm speaking on his behalf because he was too overcome with emotion to be here. I'm also going to give up my time to the children who are waiting to speak: Nabi, Talia, Anya, Lily, Katerina, and Maddie. It would be nice if you could train a teacher to be like Philip, but you can't. You just get lucky when one like him comes your way. He's irreplaceable, and he belongs at the school that he built.
My name is Anya Sleeper Shepherd, and I am a 5th grader at Grattan. When I heard the news that Mr. Phillip was going to be transferred, I was dumbstruck. I love Mr. Phillip, and he is very kind and funny. You could ask anyone in our school, and they would all say that Mr. Phillip is the best computer lab teacher ever. I always look forward to a computer lab, not only because I like playing on the computer, but also because Mr. Phillip is so cheerful and funny that you can't help but laugh along with him. My class is in the middle of a big project in computer lab, and if he leaves, then we might not be able to finish it. I also have a little sister in 1st grade, and I feel bad for her and everyone else who won't be able to experience having a fun and kind computer lab teacher like Mr. Phillip. Mr. Phillip treats every student equally. You can count on him to go out of his way to answer any computer or non-computer related question. Overall, Mr. Phillip is the greatest computer lab teacher I've ever met, and I hope you let him stay at Grattan. my name is Nobby. I'm a fifth grader at Grattan Elementary, and I'm here because Mr. Phillip is a big part of Grattan, and we need him. Mr. Phillip is always willing to help any child in need of it. Every morning, I walk down the halls, and I may not be in the best of moods, but Mr. Phillip is there to crack a good joke, or maybe even a simple smile. And for me, that small act makes a big difference in my day. We love Mr. Phillip. Hi, my name is Talia Becker. I'm a 4th grade student at Grattan. I am here because Mr. Phillip is being transferred to a different school. I think Mr. Phillip is always so joyful and ready to teach. He knows how to handle every situation. He pulled together so many fun things at Grattan, like the egg drop, the election, beekeeping, eco club, whittling, and more. And I don't think it's right to deprive us from that. I'm really confused about why he's being transferred, especially in the middle of the year. It feels that the Grattan students and community are the ones being punished. Could you please consider letting Mr. Phillip stay? Thank you. Hi, my name is Lily Sidwell, and I am a third grader. I'm a third grade student at Grattan Elementary. I will leave all the serious comments to my parents. I want to tell you why I love Mr. Phillip. I love Mr. Phillip because he is funny. I love Mr. Phillip because he is smart and makes me smart. I love Mr. Phillip because he is strict. I love Mr. Phillip because he asks me to try and eat a wax worm cookie. I really love Mr. Phillip because he made me happy when I was really sad when my mom was sick this fall. Bottom line is, I love Mr. Phillip. I told my mom and dad that I know Mr. Phillip would not do anything wrong on purpose because he is always teaching us to do the right thing. All I'm asking is that you do the right thing and keep Mr. Phillip at my school. Thank you for your time and listening to me. I know you guys get a lot of the same message, but just hear me out. I'm a proud 5th grader at Grattan Elementary. I came here to support our beloved teacher, Mr. Phillip. We are not just kids. We are kids, but we matter. Our voices have thoughts and opinions, and my opinion is that Mr. Phillip has qualities no one else has. For most teachers just teach, but he teaches with joy, grit. He goes at the pace that is just right for everyone. He will slow down just for you. He will speed up just for you. He will help you in just the right way. He does things not just for him, but for the community. He has the hardest job. He needs to work with everyone. He needs to know everyone's name. He needs to please everyone. He has to teach and do this. He is a man with extraordinary ability. You have to be very talented to have this job. He is electric empathy. For whatever emotion you need to cool, he will be there at your side to help. He has improved my elementary experience. With him, our school is spirited, colorful, smart, and cheerful. Hello, my name is Maddie. I'm a third grader at Groton, and I can't believe the news that Mr. Phillip will be gone. He's the highlight of my day. And I can't imagine a week or a day without him. He's the best teacher I could ever ask for. Thank you.
Hold on 1 second. Just so you know, we're going to stop public comment after the last student. But I do want to just make a statement that we do read all of your emails. We do pay attention to the information that we receive. I, for one, have responded at least to everyone to let you know that I have read your email. So we are getting this information, whether it's here at public comment or via email. I do want you to understand and know that part. But we will stop after the last young lady with the black, and I think that's me.
Hi, my name is Skylar Hickey. Mr. Phillip has to be one of the most Mr. Phillip has to be one of the most inspirational people I know. He's taught me everything I need to know when it comes to environment, filmmaking, computers, socialism, and so much more. I'm a former Grattan student who loves Mr. Phillip. Mr. Phillip has always been that person who tries to make all your plans and ideas come to life. Want to build a secret bird habitat? Let's do it. Want to go on a roof to the beehives? Let's plan it. Want to go get some roly-polies and put them in a stir-fry and try it? Let's go. Inspiration and creativity runs in his blood and is like a virus that spreads so quickly. This year I'm taking my experiences and teachings and inspirations from him and going to Costa Rica this summer to help others, a strong quality he has taught me. I would never be able to make that much of an impact and change if he hadn't been there every day helping me, not just helping me, but all Grattan students. He's the reason the Grattan community thrives. It really saddens my heart to think so many kids just might not get this incredible experience that I had from a mishap that turned to an explosion. I hope you reconsider. Thank you. This is in the words of Norris. Please let Mr. Phillip come to school because he is everyone's favorite teacher. It takes away Mr. Phillip. We will lose all of our special activities and whittling, scratch, hodgepodge, and beloved beehive. It is also unfair because Mr. Phillip has worked at Grattan for 17 years and put his life into the school and he makes learning fun. We have lots of faith in SFUSD. If you take away Mr. Phillip, we will all lose our faith in our social justice. Sincerely, Luca Norris, 5th grade. Thank you.
My name is Althea Allen, and I graduated from Grattan Elementary School last year. I know that Mr. Phillip is a very good teacher, and I have film class, and it's very confusing, but I would be much more confused if I hadn't had him as my computer lab teacher for 6 years. He's more than just a teacher. He organizes so many special events and makes so many kids happy. But more than just kids, he makes everyone happy. Thank you.
I'm the mother of Cassidy, and Cassidy would like to give her spot to Ms. Diane, one of the wonderful teachers at Grattan. Thank you. And I'm not very happy that we were cut off. You'll be hearing a lot more from us. We were told a very different thing on the phone yesterday when we called them. Greetings and happy Board Appreciation Month. Thank you for working. I'm Diane, first grade teacher. This situation evokes fear for my career due to our current national political climate, how so few can negatively impact so many. If I make some sort of error with just one family, they get a handful of other families who take issue with an aspect of my personality or my being, I could lose my placement, my position, and my reputation. I feel my job stability is in danger now, every minute of every day. This time it's a non-punitive transfer. Next time it could be termination. This evokes fear for my reputation and that of my male colleagues due to one unsubstantiated slanderous accusation, and our reputations could be destroyed. This is one of the reasons there's a shortage of male teachers. I'm just going to end up with a quote. And the quote online was page 21, but actually it's page 4 of the agenda this evening. So I quote San Francisco Unified. We know that people matter in our collective impact on students in our schools. Employing top talent is in the service of students and families is how we can deliver our promise for a world-class education for each and every student. We must attract the right people in the right roles in San Francisco Unified and proactively create conditions for them to thrive so they can stay with us for the long haul. Thank you.
so much. Thank you so much for your comment. Thank you, and now we have 15 minutes of public comment for people here to speak on the Wallingberg issue. And so I'm going to read out